Hi everyone, Bethany here with Atlantic Flag and Pole, and this is our third Patriot Highlight video. And I'm excited to share this week. I know that we just recently had Juneteenth as a holiday, and when I was doing my research and just diving into the American Revolution, I came across an American patriot that I thought was somebody that you would love to hear about. You may have already heard of him. His name was Salem Poor. Salem Poor has a really neat story. He began his life as a Massachusetts slave and ended it as an American hero. So listen to this, okay? He was born into bondage in the late 1740s. So that was like all he had known his whole life. But then he purchased his own freedom 2 decades later for 27 pounds. I don't know what that equates to, but I'm not caught up on how much money it was. I'm more so caught up on the incredible determination of this young man, that he was literally born into slavery and yet figured out how to purchase his own freedom 2 decades later. Now, it's sad that he had to purchase his freedom, but it's also absolutely incredible what this man did. And then on top of working toward freeing himself, he soon after joined the fight for independence. So there were a lot of slaves during that time that would kind of dive on board with whatever side of whatever was happening for war, just given the reality that this could mean freedom for them from an actual physical life of slavery. And so most of the American colonists at that time, if you weren't a slave, you were fighting for the entire country's freedom. But a lot of these black slaves were fighting for the country's freedom, but also were fighting for their own personal freedom because they were literally enslaved. But this particular patriot, think about this, he had already purchased his own freedom, but then still enlisted in the fight for independence. So he knew what it meant to pursue freedom. He knew the importance of it. And he probably had from a very young age that reality and that understanding that freedom, that's a God-given right. We have the right to liberty, to the pursuit of happiness, to life. Like, these are things that God has granted us. And no matter your skin color, like, you have a right to those things. And I just find his story very inspirational. And I'm certainly glad that he didn't just pursue his own freedom, but actually fought for the freedom of his fellow brothers and sisters, because, oh wait, where do we go? He did some pretty incredible things. So he was believed to have fought in the battles of Saratoga and Monmouth, and he was most famous for his heroism at the Battle of Bunker Hill. We're all very familiar with the Battle of Bunker Hill. That's one that we all know. And he so impressed his fellow soldiers that after the war ended, 14 of his fellow soldiers wanted him formally recognized, and actually made a petition to the General Court of Massachusetts. They wanted him formally recognized as a brave and gallant soldier, saying he behaved like an experienced officer. And he's actually credited in that battle with killing British Lieutenant Colonel James Abercrombie, along with several other enemy soldiers. So he definitely made his mark in history, and he's an inspiration to us all. I just love his story. So go ahead and look into that a little bit more. Again, his name is Salem Poor, and there are a lot of really neat stories of African-American men that stepped up to the plate in our fight for freedom as a country. So that's that for this week. I hope that you are having a wonderful start to your official summer season. July 4th is right around the corner, and we've got some exciting things coming up, and I hope that you're getting ready to celebrate this awesome holiday with family and friends in a way that really recognizes the importance of freedom and liberty.